Welcome to Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is Breaking Prisms for November 21st, where we go over Black Mirror. Done, completed, we talked about it, it was awesome, go check it out. We go over the Twilight Zone on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. It's past Tuesday. Go check it out, great little child actor. It's worth watching based on that alone. Today, we are going over the 13th episode of Love, Death, and Robots called Lucky 13.
I see what you did there.
I had to play into that just a smidge. And, I mean, Netflix or whoever decided what order these episodes are going to go, it's like, there's an episode called Lucky 13.
I wonder who does that. When it comes down to it.
I don't know.
I wonder who they put, if that's someone's specific job to be like, hey, we're leaving it up to you to order these episodes. Yeah,
I mean, they're all an anthology series. So in the end, it doesn't really matter. And in some ways, in my opinion, it does matter.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, super strongly matter because they're not connected at all.
I think
no matter what, you have to start off strong. Because everyone's going to watch the first episode. And if that doesn't catch people, if that doesn't really grab them for what this series is going to be, they will not continue. No matter what's next, most of the time people will not continue if they don't like the first episode.
When you told me way back, when we watched Sunny's Edge, what was the other episode they switched out?
Keeler Rift.
A Keeler Rift, okay.
Another, in my opinion, super strong episode, but gives a kind of a different vibe for this.
Sorry, I cringed for a minute, my bad.
But yes, again, that was the little controversy that people were selecting who they were giving these episodes to.
Interesting.
Which, again, I don't think is remotely right at all.
No. This is really weird to do. Way to make us all guinea pigs. I'm being used. But
two of the, I think, strongest episodes that most people would watch and be like, if you don't like these episodes, you're probably not going to like the overall series. So I think they're very good indicators of what the series is, both of them, and they're two of the strongest, if not the strongest episodes in the series. So they're two great episodes to start off with to get people into it. Where, again, me and you fall into, where I don't think probably a lot of people wouldn't, where our other great episode is Good Hunting.
Yes.
It's a 2D, it's very different aesthetically than those episodes.
I don't know how well it would have done as a first episode.
Again, I don't think it would have had as strong a start if you started with that episode. Again, one of our favorite episodes. But as far as the series itself goes, I don't know if it's the best episode to start the series off with.
I think it got nestled into a very good point. Because when we started doing these reviews and then started hitting, we got through a couple, and suddenly we're like, next week's going to be great. The week after is going to be awesome.
It starts off super strong, then it gets funny.
Yeah.
And we have several episodes back to back to back. Okay, these are really good. And then we hit a Keeler Rift. Or it dips and then goes into Keeler Rift, or it picks back up. So it starts strong. I think it starts get a little weaker, a little, and then it picks way back up again. And then we have some strong episodes, and it dips, and it plays right to make sure you keep wanting to come back to find what's next. And truthfully, if I think there is a weak point to the series, it's going to be towards the end, because I think the ending of the series is probably its weakest point, because I think it gets worse. They start getting worse. And I don't think it has a big enough pickup towards the end, personally. Which, again, once we rewatch it, I may have a different opinion.
I at least think they ended it on even if it's not as strong, they ended it on a good point compared to if they would have ended with Ice Age or ended with...
you couldn't even do that. It does end on a good point.
No.
I just don't know if it ends on a great point.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen, two back-to-back episodes of being really strong at the end of the series. Versus, I think there's only one pretty strong episode at the end. So that's my only slight disappointment there, but still not even.
But moving on, if we go to the top level of Lucky 13, really, it's just about a woman and her ship.
That is what it's about. The ship's number is 13, and the serial number is 13. I think 0113.
Yes. No, it's. I thought there was a 2 in there.
That's what I meant. I meant 01213. Yeah. That's what I meant. I skipped that. Yes. Which...
Because it has to add up to 13.
She said it has to add up to 13.
Yeah.
Because even the total of the numbers equal 13.
Yes.
Because that would be, what? 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's only 10. Because I'm trying to equal these numbers out. Because 13 and 13 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. Plus 1 is 11.
Not live death. I can't type today. Love death.
So we're either missing something or I'm bad at math. And it really could be either of them.
Well, wait. Do your numbers again.
Because it was 13, 13.
Yeah.
Which if you calculate those numbers is...
There it is. 1, 3, 0, 2, 3, 1, 3. Okay.
Oh, well, that's why. Because it wasn't 1, 2. It was... That equals that equal 13.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have 3, 6, 9.
Yeah.
And then 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. Yeah, it just had the serial numbers wrong. We're just wrong about that. But anyway, yes, it's about a woman or a newbie in the military or the Marines. Because I think she mentioned Marines multiple times.
Yep.
And the newbies get 13. They get the crap ship that nobody wants, so they have to fly it.
Yes. Apparently, this is a doomed ship. It's called Lucky 13, but sarcastically.
Yeah, sarcastically called number Lucky 13 because it had 2 crews die on it, and the ship has come back both times.
Without them.
Yeah. They've recovered the ship both times, which is unheard of. And it's about her flying Lucky 13.
Yes.
That is what the episode's about.
Yeah. Entirely.
Entirely. There's a little bit more that happens, which is the spoiler section we'll get into. But that is it in a nutshell. And it's very well told. It stars, what did I say her name was? Samara Wiley, which you may or may not know her. If you watch Orange is the New Black or Handmaid's Tale, she's in a bunch of both of those. So I know her from Orange is the New Black, and I'm sure my wife, if she'd watched this, because she's watched Handmaid's Tale, will be like, oh, I know her from Handmaid's Tale.
I have seen neither, but she did really well in this episode.
Yes, she's great in this episode, which I think all the acting we get in this episode is good, but she is by far the primary focus of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
She narrates the episode, she's the star of the episode, and we're focused on her 95% of the episode.
But overall, it's like imagery is beautiful, voice
CG
acting is
done very well.
Everything is just on par. The basic story is just, if you like Marines, I mean, it's just Marines in space. Like it seems just like general military, but in a space like futuristic setting.
Yes, it's about her and her ship and going into and picking up and bringing back people. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what the episode's about. It's only 15 minutes long. There's really only so much you could do.
Pretty much, I guess if you really think about it, and they do talk about getting new Blackhawks, you're pretty much a helicopter crew, except in a spaceship setting. Mm. You're going in, you're either dropping off your troops or picking them up, and
so. I mean, that's all it is. Of course, little facts I read on this, saying some of the military patches and stuff indicate that this is the United States and Canada joining forces or together fighting against whatever
merged military service.
Whatever bad guy this is.
We didn't really get a bad guy as far as look. We don't know if they're humans, aliens, anything like that, because they didn't really show in gear. Yeah. Yes.
To me, this feels a lot like Killzone, which I don't know if you've heard of the game Killzone. Yeah. Well, there's the Hellghast, which are again they have like just glowing red eyes, but they're in military outfits the whole time. So it kind of reminds me of that.
Interesting. It just reminded me of Halo, but
those were aliens. Those were clearly aliens. They looked like aliens.
I'm just saying.
Which is the exact opposite of what you just said. We don't know if they're aliens. We don't know if they're human.
Anyway.
But the acting's good. The CG's good. I still think second to Aquila Rift. I still think Aquila Rift is probably the best on CG in the series so far.
Yeah. It has the most realism to it, down to drops of liquid and everything else. So.
Yes, it's super, super, I think, high-end aesthetically. I think this fits pretty on par with like Sunny's Edge and some of the other stuff we've seen so far. But the CG is still really well done. The acting's well done. The story is good and very focused. Has a proper ending, unlike our last week's episode, which was the only issue we had that episode.
It does have an ending. It has a beginning. It wraps around back into itself. Actually, literally, this one does go in a complete circle, because you start out at a narration point of, well, obviously Schlock.
So, very well done episode.
Yes.
The only downfall, which isn't a downfall but kind of a downfall, is in my personal opinion, the episode is not insanely memorable. There's no big events that happen. It's a good episode, but given time, unlike Sunny's Edge, unlike Aquila Rift, unlike Good Hunting, the other episodes we've given the A5, this isn't as memorable. This doesn't have the impact points, at least for me.
If you were to think about it, it would be, if you were to pull all the space from it, it would be generic war movie, generic military movie.
Mm-hmm.
And without a major battle involved, this, because obviously it's a short, this is just a snippet of a long-standing thing that's going on that we will never know about, but still, that's the problem, is it's just a snippet. It would be like one scene from that movie.
Yes, and because it is only one scene, and there's only one remotely halfway interesting piece about, or like really interesting thing, we'll talk about in spoilers, it just, unfortunately, in my opinion, doesn't stand out as strongly as some of the episodes we've given 5s.
I agree.
Which, therefore, hints that we're not giving this episode a 5.
If you haven't guessed, guys,
If you haven't figured it out.
5 out of... No. Sadly,
But
we have lost a Kubi.
This is me, of course, pointing out, talking about episodes with 5s, so it is a strong episode. We're going to give it a 4. Because it is a great episode, but unfortunately, just a little too generic to be super strong. Because the other episodes we're talking about are anything but generic.
Yes. Everyone has a pop point. Everyone has either a shock, a surprise, or just something to it where you're talking about it way after it.
There's a reason a lot of the episode, or the series, starts off with Sunny's Edge or Aquila Rift. These are insanely strong episodes that no matter what, you will be talking about after you watch the series.
Yes.
And then Good Hunting, it just vibes really, really well with me and Amanda.
Yes, it has a nice feel to it. The story is just, I don't know, maybe it's just
it has things that we like.
Yes.
Again, it is more of a personal preference that it has things that me and you both really, really like about television and shows and just things in period.
Yes.
Where this, and unfortunately, anything dealing with military, my interest drops automatically lower. It was my only issue with like Shapeshifters. Mm-hmm. Like Shapeshifters was a really cool episode with really cool aesthetics. It's still a military thing, and that automatically, as bad as it is, it lowers my interest.
It didn't deter me at all.
Yeah, it's still a cool episode.
I'm down with my puppies.
We still gave it a 4, I believe. So this,
Jim, my puppies.
Right along with that, very good episode. Definitely go check it out. Really go check all of Love, Death, and Robots, because it's just overall a great series.
So, 4 out of 5, and we are going to go ahead and move into spoilers.
Well, we're going to talk about the one and only thing that's really interesting in this episode.
So, go watch it, come back, compare notes. Yeah.
Compare notes.
Compare notes.
What notes are you taking? That is 15 minutes.
Compare notes. You'll have a quiz.
So, the interesting thing about this episode, and really the only real thing that's really interesting about this episode, is the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Because we've gone through Lucky 13, keeps getting her back alive. Keeps getting him back alive. Keeps doing well. Not a scratch on him. Keeps doing well until the end.
Yes. It's almost as if this ship has been waiting for this woman. It's lost its other crews. No one's really given it a shot. And she even kind of doubted it. And within the first time, she's like, she pretty much apologizes. She's like, I underestimated you. And it's like instant bond.
They try their hardest to make the ship a character.
Yes.
And given more time, given a movie length worth of this show, could be really, really, really cool.
Yes.
But given 15 minutes, all we get is the beginning guy talking about how all ships have a personality. And then us getting snippets from the ship's camera multiple times. And they're trying to give it a personality. They're trying to communicate that this thing is something.
Yes, it's giving it a semi-sentient vibe that the ship, even though it's just machinery, it has personality, it has preference, it wants to see its crew back alive.
Yes. Which all culminates to the end of the episode, where finally it does get shot down. But only on its wing, and it goes down decent enough that the crew is able to get out of it.
Yes.
And she's the last one left in it. And they're being overrun, and they don't have an option here, so her only last-ditch effort to try to save everyone is to blow up the ship.
Yes, her thing is she wants to scuttle it. And if you don't really know what that means, it means to blow up your ship or destroy your ship so that the enemy cannot get a hold of it. And that was her goal, is she was going to scuttle the plane because she did not want it in their hands. And so she set it up, she runs, and it doesn't work. And she suddenly just has this heart-wrenching, just gut-wrenching feeling that the ship's not ready to die. It's not ready to go.
Yes. And she's very angry that these people on her ship.
Yes.
And she is shooting at it. And something happens that she immediately tells everyone to get down.
We had the subtitles on, but it said increased whirring sound. And then you're like, oh, well, probably if we would have been listening more instead of... We were drawn into their words back and forth, not what's actually going on. But apparently there was a noise that was getting louder and louder and louder and louder, and that's when she was like, everybody get down.
So the ship cleverly waited for as many of the enemy crew to be around it as possible, and then went kablooey.
Yes.
And took out all of them. To which, wreckage amongst, and she finds the license thing of the ship.
Yes. It's bittersweet.
Yeah, bittersweet, and it's just kind of her narrating outward. A nice fitting into the episode.
Yes, she was given other planes, she's given other missions, but nothing will ever compare to her Lucky 13.
A good, proper ending that felt like an ending versus our last episode.
Yes.
That, personally, given the option, I would watch Fish Night again over Lucky 13. Just because I like the aesthetic and what the episode is about more. But, as an overall episode, I think this is better paced and better done.
I also feel like this was able to get you to like and understand the characters more. Let alone, I mean, it is just a woman in a ship, pretty much. But to me, I was drawn into the companionship between the two of them. I felt
her narration over the whole episode helps like her a lot more in the episode.
Yes.
Where in Fish Night, it was more just hearing a little bit of snippets between them back and forth. We don't get a lot of dialogue. It is more about the visuals and the storytelling versus the dialogue.
Yeah, well, it's more of the fact that when the ship went down, when she is, I'm going to scuttle you because they're not going to get a hold of you. When she's running and you just see her almost like her eyes water when she says she doesn't want to go. I felt more emotion for that ship dying than I did for the kid getting eaten by the shark.
Yes, but again, we weren't given enough to care for the character before they killed him. Unfortunately. This episode, as bad as it does say, has an extra 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But in the shorts, 5 minutes is half the length of the last episode.
Yeah.
Half the length. So that's what that last episode really needed. It needed a couple more minutes to close out the episode.
Yeah.
It didn't have it, and that was a little bit of a disappointment to the last episode.
But granted, this episode did have a lot going for it. Unfortunately, we were still waiting for that big reveal, and the big reveal was just the...
Yeah. It's still a great episode.
Yeah, it's just a snippet of a huge story we will never see.
Yes. Which, unfortunately, is enough.
Yeah.
Doesn't have as much resonance. Again, I liked Fish Night a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool episode. It's very, very simple. But I just personally prefer that episode over this one.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get to the end of Love, Death, and Robots. Because I want to do like we did with Black Mirror and just go over all the episodes again.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And just kind of see where we rank. Again, just like in Black Mirror, we know we're going to personally rank. Certain ones are going to be up top.
Oh, yeah.
Certain ones are going to be down below. But it's the middle section that's going to be the most interesting to find out where things get put.
Yes.
Because we know the ones we both personally don't care for that much.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And then, of course, I already named some of the ones we like the most.
Which is sad, considering that we both hated Yogurt and then watched it and we're like, this is not as bad as we thought it was.
Yeah, I know. Rewatching, it's like, oh, It's actually more enjoyable than I remember. Nowhere near as bad as I thought it was. Huh. It probably, not even probably, it more than definitely probably won't go in the bottom.
Yeah.
As much as I thought it would at the beginning. But rewatching has been good.
But yes, so we are giving Lucky 13 a 4 out of 5.
Only one could we got pushed off today. But as always, you can reach me at Stars on Travel. Reach Amanda at KZ Pup. Reach the show at Beyond Our Focus everywhere, including YouTube and podcast services around the globe.
Maybe in space.
I mean, the planets haven't said they haven't gained the audiences yet, but you never know, really.
A sentient ship is listening to our podcast.
Well, that'd be interesting. But any final thoughts before we bounce?
I think we're good. Go watch Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes, please. It's really good. Till next time! Long days and pleasant nights.